QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Grab your to-do list and head to Fleet Farm for Project Days, happening now through the 26th. Carhartt fans get a free $20 gift card with every $100 worth of Carhartt gear. Good on your next Fleet Farm purchase. Sprout Sweet Mix for horses and livestock is just $8.99 a bag. And save $50 on a Milwaukee M18 Compact Brushless Drill Driver Kit, now only $149. And save big on Milwaukee tools during Milwaukee Deal Days, February 20th through the 26th at Fleet Farm.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
10 o'clock, we're at 47 degrees, mostly cloudy, breezy. It's going to be nice today with a high up to 50. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. It's been 3 years since Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. It comes as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said over the weekend he would step down if it meant bringing peace to his country. He added he would willingly trade his position for immediate NATO membership. In Milwaukee, there was a rally to mark the anniversary.
The orange sunburst sculpture at the end of Wisconsin Avenue was joined by ribbons of blue and yellow on Sunday, with supporters like Yulia.
It's great, and seeing the turnaround and the amount of people that come and support, it's great for us as Ukrainians.
And Henry Shirley.
We're evidence that support goes beyond the Ukrainian diaspora.
All united under one cause.
It's about democracy, it's about self-determination, and it's about the rule of law and sovereignty.
In Milwaukee, Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Federal workers are required to report what they did last week or be dismissed, according to Elon Musk. In a social media post, Musk said employees will receive an email requesting information about what they worked on in the last 7 days, and any failure to respond will be taken as a resignation. The move comes after President Trump said he'd like to see Musk be more aggressive in his efforts to slash the federal workforce. Against the backdrop of tech sector layoffs and the threat of tariffs from the Trump administration, Apple is planning a major investment in its U.S. infrastructure.
Tim Cook was at the White House last weekend while the Apple CEO was silent after his meeting with President Trump. Trump was not.
He's investing hundreds of billions of dollars. I hope he's announced it.
Cook had not. But today, Apple confirms that it'll spend $500 billion and hire 20,000 people over the next 4 years as it builds out its research and development and manufacturing within the United States. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
The head of the L.A. Fire Department is out of a job.
6 weeks after the most destructive wildfire in L.A. history, Mayor Karen Bass ousting the city's fire chief Kristen Crowley late last week amid a public rift over wildfire preparations. At least 29 people have died from the Palisades and Eaton fires that are now fully contained. Crowley was named fire chief in 2022 and grew up in Green Bay, attending Notre Dame Academy. Crowley was the first woman to be named chief of the L.A. Fire Department in its nearly 140-year history. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Pope Francis is resting and eating normally as he remains hospitalized. In a Monday update, the Vatican said the Pope slept through the night and is in good spirits. He was sent to the hospital earlier this month after coming down with bronchitis. The Wisconsin Humane Society launching a program to help give pets a home who've been at the shelter the longest. Vice President of Communications Angela Speed tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News about benchwarmer tryouts.
If you sign up to become a foster parent, you can try out a dog in your home for up to 7 days to see if they're a good fit for your team. If they are, you can complete that adoption without coming back to the shelter. And if they're not, you can bring them back to the shelter.
Speed says trips away from the shelter are healthy for dogs and do not increase stress if they return. About 50 benchwarmer dogs are available for adoption tryouts. Time for news about your money. In the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update, the Dow is up 19 points, NASDAQ down 181. The S&P 500 is down 19 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time. 10:04.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Well, when it comes to decorative glass, there aren't many places that offer as much to you as we do. With our in-house artist, you can have your hand in the design process, or you can let them design something for you that you may have never even dreamed of. Beautiful works of art in stained and leaded glass formats, as well as etched glass and even rice paper designs that have become a pretty hot look. In China and Japan, many homes are designed with lattice windows covered with rice paper. The translucent paper diffuses natural light entering the room and creates a serene ambiance. Throughout the day, as the light changes, so will your atmosphere. So whatever your decorative glass needs are, you don't have to look very far. Just call me. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Bucks took down the Heat 120 to 113 from Fiserv. Bucks visit the Rockets tomorrow night. The 11th ranked Badgers take on Washington from Kohl Center also tomorrow night. Badgers Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more. Milwaukee got crushed by Robert Morris 72-59. Panthers host Oakland Thursday night. 15th ranked Marquette entertains Providence tomorrow night. The Brewers fell to the Rockies 6-1 in spring training action from Scottsdale. Milwaukee drops to 1-1. They continue exhibition play against the Mariners this afternoon. Meanwhile, a Brewers outfielder is expected to miss the first month of the season.
Stop me if you've heard this one before, or maybe cover your ears. A Brewers outfielder suffers a fracture from a foul ball off of his leg. Unfortunately now, Blake Perkins has a fractured right tibia from exactly that freak accident.
Kind of just a fluke thing. I mean, I've seen like in Yeli's case, he hit it off his knee though. The shin, I mean, the tibia is pretty strong. I must have barreled it.
Even the most optimistic timelines don't have Blake Perkins back until early May.
Pick each other up, doing the best I can to be a good teammate.
From American Family Fields of Phoenix, I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. I-94 East, about a quarter of a mile beyond the ramp from Moreland Road. Right shoulder there is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. We also have a broken down vehicle. This is going to be off left. I-94 West, about a mile and a third beyond the ramp from Highway 100. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mostly cloudy, breezy, mild today. 50 for the high. Isolated showers tonight. Patchy fog possible. Low 33. Mostly sunny tomorrow. High 46. Chance of rain again on Wednesday with a high 45. A slight chance of a wintry mix on Thursday. 43 for the high. Then Friday, partly cloudy, breezy. High again of 50. 47 in Madison. 48 in Green Bay. And 47 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time 10:08.
We like to do things by the numbers. We're all about commerce and community. Welcome to the Upswing, presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs. Now for the host that's always on the upswing, Jeff Sherman.
Now, to business, gentlemen.
Good morning, Wisconsin. Good morning, Milwaukee. Hope your Monday is off and running well. Beautiful day out there. Indeed. I love to see it. And I love Mondays, too. How can't you? We got the Monday Market Preview. Always enjoy our Monday shows with Dave Spano, CEO at Annex Wealth Management. We're going to check in on tolerance for trouble in the markets. We're going to look at bond prices. We're going to talk Canada and U.S. relations. Look at what happens when big markets that are usually dominated by legacy players like Coca-Cola, when a company like Coca-Cola dives into a space that's dominated by startups, what happens? Does the big company always win? I don't know. I'm not sure. So I need Dave's take on that. I, of course, have a bunch of thoughts around that as well. I also have thoughts around new products. I love new products. I love finding out about new products, especially on the grocery shelves. It fascinates me. How'd they get there? What are the product benefits? What's the origin story and more? Today, we're going to learn about sea moss. Hey, sea moss. Yes, sea moss. A mom and son company say they've made a better, powerful sea moss product using the ancient superfood. Lori Didler, who, with her son Jack, have created and marketed Jolly Moss Sea Moss, a pudding, made it right here in Milwaukee, but they source it from a small farm in St. Lucia. We're going to learn all about that. Sea moss is really hot, kind of that seaweed space, better ingredients, really good for you stuff. We're going to hear all about that later in the show. But first, as we do each and every morning, we're going to go 2 Up.
Now it's time for the
2
Up on the Upswing.
It's not sea moss, but it is cheese and it is printing money. Cheesecake Factory. So the Milwaukee area got its first cheesecake factory. You got to go way back to 2004 when the chain opened at Mayfair Mall in Wauwatosa. The company started in 1972 as a producer and distributor of high-quality cheesecakes in Beverly Hills, California. Today, Cheesecake Factory posted a record $3.6 billion in revenue. The brand, of course, is known for that. Have you been to Cheesecake Factory lately? They have those 21-page menus, 250 items. And get this, the company's stock is up 60% in the last 12 months. So say what you will about the state of the American mall today. Data from Yelp last year revealed that restaurant concepts were the top driver of traffic to malls, with none other than Cheesecake Factory topping the list of U.S. favorite mall brands. Now, I haven't been to a Cheesecake Factory. There are 2 couple locally here at Bayshore Town Center and at Mayfair Mall, but it's still a big, big traffic driver. Destination dining and retail, that is the future of malls. We're going to talk to Dave Spano about that coming up next. Walmart and Amazon, always fascinated when these numbers come out. Since 2012, Walmart has held the distinction of being the top revenue generator each quarter, a title it's gained after overtaking oil giant ExxonMobil. Amazon has now dethroned Walmart in quarterly revenue for the first time ever. Amazon said earlier this month that it brought in $187.8 billion in revenue for the first quarter. That beat Walmart's sales for that period that came in at $180.5 billion. Interesting to look at the difference in revenue sources between the 2 big companies. Amazon still really relies on its retail, but has a huge business around cloud computing, advertising, and third-party seller services. Walmart relies mainly on its physical stores, still developing its e-commerce and advertising divisions, and is driving more and more revenue through Walmart Plus to compete with Amazon Prime. 2 of the biggest companies in the world always going at each other, but for now, Amazon is taking the leap to number 1. Coming up next, Dave Spano, CEO at Annex Wealth Management. We'll look at the markets and bond prices.
Spanning the State with Kristen Bry.
This is a terrible bill. You know, this would probably disproportionately affect Republican women. This is a slippery slope if you start making it harder for women to vote, because there's enough people out there who would rather we didn't.
And Brian Noonan.
Say women were in charge, and this was going for men. Men would take to the streets. Any group that votes against their own self-interest baffles me.
Weekdays from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. only on WTMJ.
Tell us a little bit about Innovative Signs.
We're located out in Waukesha. Where we are really focused mostly is manufacturing outdoor electrical signs.
You came to Horicon Bank. How do you think other local businesses can benefit?
When I call Michelle picks up the phone, and when I email, she responds in a timely manner. A few years ago, I talked to my accountant about shopping around looking for a different bank just to get some alternatives, and he said, absolutely not. You're not going to like working for a big bank. They have a lot more regulations. So that's how we got involved with Cornerstone Bank. When Horicon purchased Cornerstone, we came along for the ride, and it's been great.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Feeling like winter inside your house? WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. Many homes built before 1980 have little to no insulation. Anything you do, better than what you got, but you call USA and now you've got the best. Their foam injection method, 35% more efficient than your standard wall insulation. Most jobs done in as little as a day. Some homeowners qualify for thousands in rebates and discounts. Every USA customer begins saving money day one. USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
The work week is here. Let's begin with your Monday market preview with Jeff Sherman and Dave Spano.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ talking text line is 855-616-1620. Dave Spano, as he does each and every Monday, joins us on the phone. Dave, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. Let's see. I want to dive into the markets on Friday. It seems that the tolerance for trouble from an investor side isn't limitless in the markets. How are we best to interpret the current market and Friday's numbers specifically?
Yeah, I hope we get some bad sound here, don't we?
Yeah, we
How's
do.
the sound? Yeah. Let me call you right back.
Okay.
On the hotline.
All right. Dave's going to call us right back. Actually, we have a couple questions for Dave from the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. It is 855-616-1620. And we'll pose those to Dave when he gets back on the line. We're going to look at the stock market from Friday. We had reports on U.S. consumer sentiment. We had reports on housing and services that sent the S&P 500 to its biggest loss of the year on Friday. Dave is back with us on the phone. Dave?
Yeah, that's better, isn't it?
Much better. Sounding better for sure. So we were just about to dive into the markets on Friday. I wanted to get your take. And I've had a bunch of questions on how we best interpret the bond market. Also, do bonds always rally when stocks fall?
Yeah, it's supposed to be set up that, it's supposed to move in opposite directions, but there's a lot of things that are happening right now. First of all, we saw consumer confidence that was really, less than what we expected. Walmart's guidance was down. And of course, all of that led to the bond market actually moving in the opposite direction. The reason why, in the background, we have a bunch of money, we're calling it a bazooka, coming into the markets right now. And that's the federal government putting treasuries out there. So, as that happens, we're seeing two things happen at the same time. So money coming in is pushing bond yields down. And also, we're seeing the stock market trying to reallocate because of the information we saw. And if you just go through it, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that it did not like late in the week. And of course, it's not just the consumer confidence. We saw, of course, geopolitical issues. We saw the election in Germany. So it's trying to take in a lot of new information.
Yeah, and how do we? I mean, it still seems like the stories I'm reading. Seems like CEOs and business leaders are still pretty optimistic about the economy, tax cuts, deregulation, but consumers are getting more and more stressed. How do you balance that, and how does it work in the modern economy when you have two factions that are saying completely different things?
Yeah, well, and I think to listen to it, you have to say, let's look at it from a different angle. So why are CEOs positive? And that is because, they're seeing a number of things that they do like. And of course, as you pointed out here, deregulation, perhaps lower taxes. All of these things are positive to a corporation. In fact, J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon said the other day that some of these regulations are just they're on top of each other. So you think about all of these things happening together, but now you look at the retail investor and they see egg prices up, and they see that mortgage rates still are going up. In fact, I took a group out Sunday breakfast yesterday, and it was $25 a person. It was just outrageous, right?
Yeah.
And you think I would have ordered lobster for breakfast, but it was eggs and bacon, for the most of the people, and so prices are up. There's no question about that, and the consumer is feeling that. Mortgage rates were supposed to come down, inflation rate was supposed to come down, and we're not seeing that. But corporations sitting around a boardroom, they are seeing some positive aspects of what could happen down the road. So they're looking down the road, probably Q2, Q3, maybe even into 2026, where the consumer goes and they measure that by gas prices, mortgage rates, and what they're paying at the retail stores.
All right, and you had briefly mentioned global economic concerns. So I want to talk when we come back about U.S. versus Canada. And if you're willing, Dave, we got a question for you from the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line around negative impacts on consumer spending for highly paid federal employees and contractors. If they're going to take the buyout, how could that affect spending on a regional and city level? When we come back, more with Dave Spano from Annex Wealth Management. I'm Jeff Sherman. This is The Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
Whatever you want to call this season, we're over it. Time to look forward to
fly ball, right field. It is deep. It is gone.
spring training is finally here and back on the radio.
Swing and fly ball, right center field. It is up. It is gone.
Make sure to catch our next spring training broadcast as the Brewers take on the Dodgers Wednesday at 2. No matter the season, we are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin. So there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit Froedtert.com/cancer.
So how would I describe our people? I'd say the people we set out to hire have to be smart, hardworking, and honest. Honesty being paramount of the three. Because honesty breeds integrity. And when you have integrity, you won't let yourself do anything less than your best. And that's who we're looking for. Character counts here, and integrity matters. And that's why it's easy for us to offer the industry's best lifetime workmanship warranty with every roof we sell. A rock-solid warranty like ours guarantees our reputation and assures your satisfaction. At Semper Fi, we do the right thing. We seize the moral high ground and we hold it. And when you do that, you end up having a business that's going to last for generations. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Debbie Lazaga here for Kohler Services. If you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. This month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Luxtone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined on the phone by Dave Spano, CEO at Annex Wealth Management. So, Dave, any investor consumer concerns regarding economic rifts between U.S. and Canada that you foresee?
Well, are we going to have a fight like we did in that first
I know.
USA
It's been
Canada?
good for sports and ratings for hockey. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah, that second game was a heck of a game. Unfortunately, Canada did play better at the last couple of minutes. But yeah, of course, this riff might be more appearance than it is reality. Of course, Trump is so far negotiating, and we'll see really what comes from that. And personalities matter. Trump does not like Trudeau, and Trudeau does not like Trump, but Trudeau's on his way out, right? And he wasn't very popular in Canada anyway. So right now we could see an election. In fact, we expect to see an election later in this year in Canada, and betting markets have the Conservative winning, and Trudeau was part of the Liberal Party, similar to what we saw in Germany. Germany had a 2-year recession. They had all of these asylum seekers coming into Germany, and the Conservatives won there. And so we'll see if there's a change in government and a change in policy in Canada, and if that does change the relationship, right? Mm-hmm. So at this point, it could just be, again, negotiating right now, and it looks like the tariffs were kicked down the road as long as we tried to stop the inflow of drugs into the U.S. from the Canadian border. So we'll see how this really comes about. But I would say until we actually see the tariffs get into place, I think we just watch the negotiations from afar.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mentioned it right before the break. We had a text come in from the 262 for Dave Spano. Might there be negative impacts on consumer spending if too many relatively highly paid federal employees and contractors get let go in a given city or region? Is this something we need to worry about from a macro level? As you look at, hey, how can we cut money? How can we save expenses? Jobs might be lost, and is there an impact on local economies?
Yeah, I think if you're a Washington, D.C. retailer, a restaurateur, perhaps some real estate, I think, they could get affected, right? But if you think about it in the big picture, I think federal workers are pulling this out of my hat, but I'm pretty sure it's between 1% and 2% of all of the non-farm payroll. So it is a smaller number. But of course, if you start losing those jobs, and if you lost them all, which is not the intention, right? Of course, that'd have a dramatic effect. But if some of this is downsizing and finding waste and people that weren't coming to work, and if it slices it by 20%, will it have an effect? Yeah, but will have a dramatic effect. Not as much. And of course, a lot of federal workers are highly educated people, and so maybe they have some skills that can be applied in the private market. So once again, we'll see if the actual layoffs happen, where people end up, how long of time do they have, and do they find somewhere else to go. But in a macro sense, yes, of course, displacing people does have an effect on economics.
All right. Well, let's turn to the economic implications of our favorite mall. We saw over the weekend that destination sporting goods retailer Scheels is coming to Mayfair in Wauwatosa, not too far from where I grew up. Beautiful tree-lined Wauwatosa. It can be a 200,000 square foot store expected to open in 2027. It really seems like, we go through these waves with malls, Dave, that, they're either amazing destinations or they're dying. What is your take now on the future of the mall from a development and spending standpoint?
Well, first of all, give a lot of credit to the city of Wauwatosa, Mayor McBride. I mean, that was really a nice move. Remember they bought that piece of property from Boston Store, right? And so they purchased, and now this is going to go into this deal of Scheels. And for those of you who don't know, Scheels is a really big sporting goods that does everything from hunting apparel, right, all the way to golf clubs. And so I think it's going to be one of those things. But you think about other malls, talk about Brookfield Square, you talk about other places, they repurpose themselves. You can see what's happening at Brookfield Square. You see Ergens is doing some development there. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of restaurants that are going around the outside of it. And I do think that's what you're going to see at Mayfair. Of course, we know not only Scheels, which is 200,000 square feet, but there's still 900 apartment units coming to that space as well. So I think you take a nice piece of property on an amazing corner, Highway 100 and North Avenue, and repurpose it. And I do think the city of Wauwatosa deserves credit for getting this deal done. So I'm excited about it as well because if you've seen my golf game, I probably need new clubs anyways because maybe anything will help.
Yeah, and these places really become destinations above and beyond.
Sure.
Ooh, I just need to get golf clubs. They're places to hang out and spend time, and then you're going to take time to look at the other developments, the other stores. And many of the malls now are doing more flexible leasing programs, more pop-ups, and more short-term leases. So you're really creating experiences, and that's what the consumer wants.
Yeah, community hubs. Exactly right.
Indeed. All right, Dave, always appreciate your time on Mondays. We'll do it again next Monday. Enjoy the week, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, Jeff. See ya.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to dive into the entrepreneurial world of food. Sea moss pudding. Oh, yeah. I'm so fascinated to learn more. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 10:30.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy directed all employees in his department to respond to Elon Musk's directed email that requires all employees in the government to list 5 accomplishments or face termination. Other federal agencies are telling their workers not to respond. That contributes to confusion, says ABC's Karen Travers in Washington.
It's also important to note that when the administration has gone to court, they have actually said, White House lawyers have said in court, that Elon Musk has no formal or actual authority to make government decisions. They have said that he is operating in an advisory capacity, which would certainly indicate he doesn't have the ability then to just say over a tweet, a message on X, that people can get fired.
Ukrainian President Zelensky says his government hopes to sign a deal in Washington. Negotiators working with the U.S. to get U.S. access to Ukrainian mineral rights. Grammy winner Roberta Flack has died at 88. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. I'm Connie Weber. Car flipped onto its roof near Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport overnight. Police said the driver lost control, rolled the car over near Howell and Edgerton around 2:30. The driver, a 36-year-old man, was seriously hurt. He was also arrested for suspicion of OWI. 8 people without a place to stay in Madison after an overnight apartment fire. Crews say that fire started on the 2nd floor of the Fisher Taft Apartments just after midnight. Nobody hurt. Cause is still under investigation. No need to worry if you hear loud noises in Hartford. Police say the American Exchanger near Wisconsin Street and Wacker Drive will be conducting blasting today. Should finish around 5 p.m. Time for some news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow up 164, 43,592. The Nasdaq is down 81 at 19,442. S&P 500 is up 5 at 6,018. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Still have that disabled vehicle off the right shoulder. I-94 east at the ramp from Moreland Road. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mostly cloudy, breezy, mild today, 50 for the high. Mild tonight with isolated showers and patchy fog, low 33. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny tomorrow with a high of 46. Slight chance of a wintry mix on Thursday with a high 43. We skip Wednesday. Rain possible on Wednesday with a high 45. Thursday, slight chance of that wintry mix, high 43, and partly cloudy Friday, breezy, high of 50. 47 in Madison, 48 in Green Bay, and 47 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:33.
Hey, boaters!
Some call them oddball parts, but we call them a huge part of our inventory. Dave Doro here from Kendor Marine. With thousands of boat parts and supplies stacked right here in our store, you won't have to look elsewhere. If you need it, chances are we got it, along with expert advice to get your job done right. Hey, boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey, boaters!
It's a boater's do-it-yourselfer's dream store. Kendor Marine stocks thousands of boat parts and supplies. Just about everything you'd ever need to keep your boat up and running. Whether it's common or something you think might be discontinued, you can bet on us having it. So don't be surprised when we have just what you need. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Is that coffee?
That's it! I'm getting 100 cups of coffee, starting now.
Time for a quick look at your coffee and how much it costs. It's the Upswing's Coffee Index.
Smells good.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. We do the Coffee Index, the Upswing Coffee Index. It's Monday. You probably need a second cup of coffee by now. I stopped at the Starbucks on Downer Avenue. It's on my way in. I got a decaf Pike Place. My wife made coffee this morning at home, so I had a little bit at home. 12 ounce, $2.65 now at Starbucks. Add the 22 cent tax. Took me up to $2.87. Related, Starbucks announced this morning that it's laying off 1,100 corporate employees and not filling hundreds of open roles. The CEO, Brian Nichols, said in a message on Monday that the cuts would remove corporate lawyers and duplications and that would help the coffee company become more focused. As of September, Starbucks had 16,000 corporate employees, including those that support all the store operations, the store development, and roasting. Company said that the layoffs announced this morning will not affect cafe workers or our morning cups. That's good news, Jess.
It is. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
What do you use mobile cups? Like, how much do you make coffee at home?
Meaning, do I bring my own cup to Starbucks when I?
Oh, or just
if
if you make coffee at home and then you take it with you on the go.
Yeah, I have a couple portable cups that
what kind of portable cups?
That's
where I'm getting here.
I have one plastic one, which probably isn't the best, but it was a Starbucks one.
That's the one I actually came to work with.
It works because it just seems like it's a regular cup of coffee. Sometimes the bigger metal ones, I don't feel comfortable drinking coffee out of those.
Right, and I feel like the metal ones just dilute the flavor a little bit. So I like using the plastic one, but I want something perfect.
Yeah,
to have my mobile coffee.
And sadly, we will have some old school paper cups at home, and I'll just put it in there and put it in my car because it seems comfortable and convenient.
I hate wasting paper. I'm all about recycling those materials, you know?
I know. There's a solution there. Maybe an entrepreneurial adventure that we need to take up. Done. All right. I am fascinated not only about my daily coffee, but unique food products, especially when they have a local twist. And I'll admit, I don't know a ton about seaweed and sea moss, why I would want it, why my body says, yes, you need sea moss, Jeff. Most likely, this is new to you too, so I wanted to have Lori Didier in studio this morning to talk about her company, Jolly Moss Sea Moss. It's a pudding that she developed with her son. Lori, I appreciate you taking time out of your morning to be here with us.
Hey, Jeff. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
All right. So, sea moss. Why sea moss in your entrepreneurial adventure?
Yep. Great question. So, it really all started about 3 years ago when my physical therapist at the time had me taste some sea moss gel in her clinic. She had a little refrigerator with a jar. Said, this has so many health benefits. She listed them all, which I'll get into.
Yeah.
Try this. And I tasted it, and I absolutely gagged, and she started laughing. But so anyway, I started making the sea moss gel at home. But I really had a tough time with the texture and the oceany taste. So I wanted this superfood. As I said, I felt these great benefits, but I wanted to make it taste better.
Mm-hmm.
So I enlisted my son, Jack, to help me make it taste better. And then everybody said, oh my gosh, this is incredible. You need to share this with people.
So what's the texture and flavor of sea moss?
Well, sea moss by itself is sort of a rubbery type of thing. We get it dry, and then everybody rehydrates it hydrates it and turns it either into a gel or, in our case, a pudding. So our pudding really has a smooth, lush mouthfeel, and a great flavor. Like, for example, our chocolate, a lot of people say, oh, it tastes like snack pack. You know, that might be, it's not as sweet, and it's all clean ingredients. But the biggest thing about sea moss are the benefits.
And what are those benefits all about? Obviously, you were at the doctor, at the physical therapist, and they said to you, all right, you need to try this.
Yep.
What was the vibe then?
Yeah, so the benefits, there are multiple. First of all, one would take our pudding or a gel. You take our pudding 2 tablespoons every day.
Okay.
So it's meant to be taken as a supplement. I felt within just a few weeks, I had this more of sustained energy throughout the day. I had better mental clarity. I had a really tough time sometimes tracking things and remembering things and just sort of scatterbrain. And I felt that. I really felt it. And then fast forward 3 years later, and I really hate to say this, but I do because I don't want to jinx myself, but I have not been sick. I really haven't been sick in forever. So it's an immunity booster. It helps gut health, digestion. A lot of people take it also for healthy, glowing skin and hair. So lots of benefits.
Jolly Moss, sea moss pudding. Talking with one of the owners live in the studio, Lori. When we come back, I want to know where you source it. Tell us about the other ingredients in the pudding. And then let's talk a little bit about the true costs. You're an entrepreneur. You're diving into a new business here. How'd you get it on the shelves? How you figure out the shipping and the packaging and all the things that go into creating a business. This is The Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business. This is WTMJ's Jeff Sherman speaking on behalf of my good friends at Horicon Bank. Horicon Bank, they've been doing banking differently since 1896. Your financing requests, they can be approved in days. You don't have to wait weeks because your banker understands you and your business. Service and products go hand in hand, providing top-notch products to meet your cash flow needs. Horicon Bank, they get the job done. Together, doing good, that's their vision, and they're committed to doing what it takes to help your business grow. Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice. Member FDIC.
At the Milwaukee Auto Show, we have a vehicle for almost everything, and we certainly have a vehicle for your thing. The Auto Show has the largest selection of vehicles from different manufacturers all in one place. Barrett Center, the 22nd through the 2nd. Buy tickets online, no added fees. AutoShowMilwaukee.com.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
It's time to take action to stop your sleep struggle. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. We're walking you through how a healthy product gets on store shelves, where it is sourced from, and how the business came all to happen. Jelly Moss Sea Moss. One of the owners, Lori Didier, keep mispronouncing that. That's my bad. Lori, so you source this from a small farm where?
In St. Lucia.
In St. Lucia. Okay. How did you create that relationship?
So that's a good question because we could have just bought it through a large distributor, but we specifically early on, before we were just starting the business, we actually spoke to the St. Lucia Minister of Agriculture, and we wanted to find our own farmer, A, so we really knew the source, and B, so we could provide a farmer with a better living wage. So he sells directly to us, keeps all of his profits, versus selling for way less to a distributor. In fact, just 3 weeks ago, Jack and I, and we also went with my family for my 60th birthday. We went to St. Lucia and we met our farmer, George, and his wife, Diana. And the waters in St. Lucia are pristine.
Yeah.
And they were just awesome people to meet.
Well, and that's what business is all about. It's forming those relationships and having those partnerships to make things go. So, so you source the product there. What are the costs? Just give us kind of the cost structure in terms of putting together the business. What's a jar going to cost us on the shelves? And talk to us briefly about the path to getting a new product on the shelf.
Yeah. So we're bootstrapping this. So, and we've never done this before. So we've just learned everything along the way. And tapping into, certain resources of friends who've started businesses and things like that. And I have a tremendously huge appreciation for anybody who started a business because there's so much there. Like we had no idea it would be this much, but we knew, well, other people have done this. We're smart people. We can do this too. So it really was like putting pieces of a jigsaw puzzle together. You just keep going and going, get this out, figure that out, keep going.
Yes. And eventually you create the connections and the partnerships with retailers and figure out a way to get on store shelves at a price that's going to make you enough money, but also appeal to the consumer.
Yeah. So we sell directly online to consumer on our website, jollymoss.com. We are also sold in all 4 Outpost natural food stores in the Milwaukee area, and as well as in Brookfield at the Farmers Market to Go, little gem of a shop.
Nice.
So we have our own freezers in every single Outpost store. They're super cute. They're wrapped with the Jolly Moss logo and our products right in there.
Nice. I love it. Commerce and community. We love to talk about that here on the Upswing. That's what it's all about, diving in. I'm going to try this later in the day. It's going to be my lunch, and I'm going to give you my feedback. I applaud you for diving into the entrepreneurial world, doing something that's, healthier for all of us, and diving into the health space. It's a good place to be. All right, this is The Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
We get it. You're on the go, and life gets in the way. Stay up to date on all things WTMJ with podcasts of every show. Available on WTMJ.com. And don't forget you can stream WTMJ online and watch your favorite WTMJ shows on YouTube. Every show, when you want it, no matter where you are. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Heartbreak Officer Brian Wickert. While national headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, that's still not the case in most of Wisconsin. The good news is that now, even in winter, AccuNet's experienced loan consultants are already helping many of our pre-approved home shoppers become homeowners and avoid the heartbreak of losing in a multi-offer situation. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that also might come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. When an appraisal is needed, we can also show you in dollars and cents what it means to willingly pay a certain dollar amount over the appraised value if that's what's needed to win, which is usually a lot less scary than people imagine. Reduce your risk of home shopper heartbreak by getting started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Celebrate a birthday, anniversary, or retirement this week with a free dinner at the historic Fox & Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill. Buy one dinner, get one free, 7 nights a week. Google Fox & Hounds restaurant and enjoy your free dinner.
Grab your to-do list and head to Fleet Farm for Project Days, happening now through the 26th. Carhartt fans get a free $20 gift card with every $100 worth of Carhartt gear. Good on your next Fleet Farm purchase. Sprout Sweet Mix for horses and livestock is just $8.99 a bag. And save $50 on a Milwaukee M18 Compact Brushless Drill Driver Kit, now only $149. And save big on Milwaukee tools during Milwaukee Deal Days, February 20th through the 26th at Fleet Farm.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. It's time for Musk.
Nobody's going to bat 1,000. We will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes.
Versus
Cuban.
If after you left Microsoft, you found out that Steve Ballmer traded Windows 11 for Windows 10, the Hall of Fame, but older.
On the Upswing.
Go!
Welcome back to The Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman from Functional Superfoods to Elon Musk and Mark Cuban. I am always fascinated by how these individuals post and use social media. Mark Cuban, just 15 hours ago on his preferred platform, Blue Sky, essentially responding to one user that says, "Funeral director here, Mark. People who pass away don't receive Social Security checks once the agency has been notified. We fill out a form. That form is SSA-721, and we send it directly, fax it directly to the Social Security Administration." Elon Musk is not telling the truth and is lying to you. That's what one user says. Mark Cuban says, Interesting. Thank you for the information. Let's discuss. Again, Cuban always using the platform to see one side of the story and ask a question about the other side of the story. Now, let's go to Elon Musk. I have to wonder how you would respond to Elon. Elon Musk, in his role as the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, has instructed all federal employees to respond to an email detailing their work accomplishments from the previous week. Now, emails began going out to 2.3 million federal employees on Saturday, just asking for 5 bullet points on their accomplishments. The directive, says Musk, is consistent with President Trump's instructions, stating that failure to respond will be interpreted as a resignation. Federal workers facing this situation, I think they should consider the following approaches. And I thought about this long and hard. One, it's important to note the legality and the enforceability of this directive. You got to see that from a government perspective. Federal employees have certain protections, and the process for termination typically involves more formal procedures. Additionally, Musk's role as special government employee and senior advisor to the president, it may not grant him the authority to make such sweeping decisions regarding employment. So federal workers, I think, should approach this situation just as that. As an employee, maybe cautiously balance the compliance and protect their rights and their positions. Without a doubt, I think if I get an email like this from a boss or someone I'm working with, I answer it. I take the time, I do the 5 bullets, and I move on with my life. It's okay. But you got to wonder, in this era of government efficiency, are we merely creating another thing to do that is inefficient? An interesting take, for sure. But, hey, you get that email from your boss, I say respond to it in a creative, concise manner and go about your day and do the work. Coming up next, Wisconsin's Midday News. But first, let's do some business headlines.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Another data center proposed in the southeastern part of Wisconsin as the developer seeks a